up, what up, what up, what up? Welcome back to the table where everybody eat. Now, there's two things I ask of you and one thing I suggest. Hit that like and subscribe button, then tap the notification bell. That way you don't miss out on the plays and updates we bring to you guys each and every day in the market, such as Applied Digital Corporation, ticker symbol APLD, who earnings is approaching next week, set to be released Wednesday, July 30th at market close. And I wanted to bring a few things to your attention about ticker symbol APLD as we prepare and anticipate what's to come. Bringing me to the Discord community, everybody eats. Link will be below in the description and pinned in the top of the chat. We currently have, I believe, 25 free slots left if you guys would like to join and sit with us at the table. But this is where we talk about hot stocks, crypto, penny stocks, long-term stocks, swing trading, option plays, overall market, you name it. And we also have a channel called YouTube Drops where I release these videos to the Discord only for 24 to 48 hours before I make them available to the public, such as the one I released to them earlier today on ticker symbol BBAI or Big Bear AI. And you see right here, the video will not be available for you guys on YouTube until tomorrow, July 27th, 2025. Bringing us to the general chat section. Again, link is below in the description if you want to come and sit with us at the table where everybody eats. But I alerted them right before market open, saying after consolidating above that 1075 zone for a few trading days, especially with earnings on the horizon, and we closed above that $11.15 to $11.20 zone yesterday, and momentum looking to build, this could be a potential swing into earnings. Now, that may have changed, and you will see when we get over to the chart, but I told them remember the levels for majority of the videos on APLD. Summing up the levels, the low of $11.50, $12.18, the ideal target of 1303 to 1313. You will see those levels again when we get over to the chart. But link is below in the description and pinned in the chat for the Discord community, as well as my profile on X or Twitter, where I post the same things such as levels, charts, what I'm looking at in the market, you name it. So follow your boy on X or Twitter and come sit with us at the table where everybody eats. Getting back to Applied Digital Corporation, which closed at $10.75 on Friday, July 25th, 2025, and it was down a little over 4% on the day. But if you guys are familiar with the prior videos, like I mentioned in the Discord of ticker symbol APLD, then you know this $10.70 area is the line in the sand for me to remain bullish or to go long. Anything below that will be bearish. Now, there is some good news that we have for Applied Digital in regards to their Ellendale campus, which is underway and on schedule to go live in the fourth quarter of 2025. Now, the time crunch, although is serious, and they surely need to execute after their landmark $7 billion lease with CoreWeave, ticker symbol CRWV, in which the CEO of Applied Digital, Wes Cummins, emphasized strong interest from multiple hyperscalers and expectations that a single anchor customer could occupy the entire initial build. But wait, there's more, and this here could be a headwind for ticker symbol APLD, as we have some familiar names in the world of cryptocurrency following the same path as Applied Digital, from Marathon Digital Holdings, whom a lot of us may know for crypto mining, and CORZ Scientific, which is also a leader in AI and blockchain technologies. Now, Mara, who is actively developing an AI-aligned data center with low legacy capabilities while keeping their focus on Bitcoin, seeing the artificial intelligence space as a key path or option for revenue and monetization, in which Mara's custom-built two-phase immersion cooling and power optimized sites in Texas and North Dakota is now being utilized for both crypto mining and AI use cases. Then we have Core Scientific, another high-density data center conglomerate previously known for Bitcoin mining services similar to APLD. Core Scientific is also known for their strategic and innovative solutions from cloud, AI machine learning, hyperscalers, and more. With over 1,300 plus megawatts of power across U.S. data centers, $10 billion in secured AI and high density contracts, in addition to $7.2 billion in fully diluted market cap, with their nationwide footprint in key markets across the United States. And what sets Core Scientific apart from Mara Digital Holdings concept in regards to this AI data center conversion, Core Scientific is yet another company that has ties with CoreWeave. And I'm not just saying ties, it's truly a serious partnership, whereas Core Scientific is aggressively scaling its AI aligned infrastructure due to the total backing of CoreWeave in a take or pay model. Core Scientific is building a 570 megawatt site in Denton, Texas to host one of North America's largest GPU clusters. Mind you, CoreWeave announced they have acquired Core Scientific for $9 billion in an all-stock deal. I'm not sure if this is part of the take or pay deal I mentioned a second ago, but CoreWeave will gain access to more than a gigawatt of data center capacity that they themselves will be able to rent out for AI training and interface workloads. And before I continue, that has me a little baffled because CoreWeave is already leasing out Applied Digital's data center at the moment. So does this mean that once they're all said and done with this acquisition, is CoreWeave lining themselves up to basically eliminate Applied Digital in regards to market share and future clients? Now, until Applied Digital can actually offload their cloud services, which I covered that in a number of videos as well, because the capital spent to uphold that department is roughly 30 to $50 million per month, it continues to suppress Applied Digital's margins and deter investors, especially with competition from companies like CoreWeave, who was not only a tenant but a rival at the same damn time. Bringing me to the daily chart. And as you see right here, we are now making lower highs from this line in the sand area of $12.24 to roughly this $11.14, which, if you guys recall from the last video I made, I stated that if we could not get above 1071 or definitely mount $11 and break $11.15, I would be bearish on this stock. And we actually went long on this stock once we held above this $9.24 zone in confluence with the 50 SMA right about here. And we rolled it up into that 1224, actually bringing me to the Discord community in our option plays channel, where I called out the APLD option. I think it was about 16 cents when we got in. This is an earnings play. We got a lot of one right about there. Yeah, right here. On July 16th, I said looking for better contracts, but I like the risk to reward here, going an extra week out for this 1 to 2 day trade. APLD, $11.50 call option expiring $7.25. We was looking for an entry between 8 and 12 bucks, but we ended up front running. Well, we tried to front run around 13. However, that never happened and never came. So we both got in around this 16 cent mark, as you can see by jumping over to the channel Everybody Eating, where my guy Nelson ended up crushing it, getting roughly 400% on that call option. You see its average price there was 16 cents. And at the time, Applied Digital was trading at $11.83 when he took this particular screenshot. So going back over to the chart, like I say, we went long around this area here, which is there you go, Monday, July 14th. I made the call out right here once we got above that 1015, because again, I told you guys in those videos, a couple of videos, if we can get above or mount $10.15, I will go long. And if we held 1071, I will hold my position. So now with us getting the move that we anticipated and now coming back below this $11.15 area, skipping one time frame and going down to the 2 hour chart, we see clear as day that rejection right here around 1124. Actually, we had this wick rejection right here of that 1124, but you also see how this 1115 came into play as well as the 1015 came into play. And the 50 SMA on the 2 hour chart right here is what showed me and told me that we were about to get a swing back to the upside in confluence with the MACD right about here, crossing over the signal line and then going into positive territory and staying in positive territory until we begin to cross back beneath. So what I'm looking for now on Applied Digital, especially with earnings coming up this coming week, what I'm looking for or expecting on a 2 hour aspect, well, not even from just a 2 hour aspect, just in general, we will have to hold above this 1071 once again. Otherwise, below, I will become, I'm not going to say bearish, but I will become indecisive on Applied Digital Corporation. And especially if we lose, let's just say the 50 SMA right now on the 2 hour is actually at 1047. So we do have a range between, I think, like $10.28 to roughly $10.40 that needs to kind of get filled. So if we do fall below the 50 SMA or fall below this 1071, we back to the levels as before. We need to hold 1015. Lose 1015, we definitely got to hold 972. But the way that the MACD is rejecting off of the signal line right now and beginning to go further down into negative territory as the volume in regards to sellers continues to pick up, that's not looking good because, again, like I said, the last video where you guys, well, not the last video, but the video before last, when you guys thought that I was a little too bearish on this stock, we lose that 924 area. What's this gap again? It is 924 to basically 847. If we lose that 924 and definitely fall below that psychological level of roughly $9, I am anticipating this gap fill to happen and us to possibly go lower. And that's where I may get my re-entry in on longs, meaning shares around that $7.70 area to around that $8.10 area. I'm not saying it's going to go that low, but we shall see. Going down another time frame to close up this video, here we are on a 30-minute chart, and now we definitely could see this downtrend from the top of this here that I just drew up today to right about here, clear as day. We see multiple rejections at around this $11.15 area, which this rejection here is before we got above it. But once we fell below and like a slight little lit grab, here we go. We got up to it again. The wick touched a 50 SMA. Not a good sign as we rejected it, but also the body of the candle held or fell below or failed to reclaim at 11:15. And then here we are one more again where we tried to hold this 1071 area or whatnot. Ended up going back to 11:15, reject, got above, hit the trend line, rejected, came back below, and now the 50 SMA on the 30-minute is below 11:15. Our price action is below 11:15, and now the 50 SMA is looking like it's trying to curl upward. Now, this may not happen what I'm looking at right now, but we could have a couple of scenarios. We could have this happen this week with earnings where 50 SMA curls back upward and then rejects around that trend line and then come back down. But as that happens, we could have the prices do something like this, come down, try to go up again, touch that trend line as well as the 50 SMA, fall even lower, do this, and then boom, murder she wrote. But we also have a scenario where the 50 SMA could go up, up, come back down around here, test that, and then go higher with maybe a good earnings report coming through breaking through there, doing this, doing that, doing this, doing that, and then maybe something like that. Again, none of these scenarios could be exactly what's going to happen. I'm just giving you guys ideas and options on what to look for because me, myself, personally, not financial advice for you, if we cannot hold this 1071, for me, that is again where I am indecisive. But if we can hold 1071 and not fall beneath at least $10.15 or for sure this 972, then that's where, okay, I'm like, all right, maybe we could do another rinse and repeat and go long again around 972 back into my ideal target of $13.09 to $13.13. Until then, I'm going to wait and I'm going to sit back and watch, anticipate to see what goes on this coming week. I'm personally are not going to play this for earnings. I don't care if I miss any moves or miss anything because there's always another play. But thank you guys for watching this video. Stay tuned for the next one. Much love. We out.